I want to return to the Iran war situation now, and offering his most extensive comments since the war began, the President of the US today has backtracked a little on his prediction that the war would last only 4 or 5 weeks.
We're already substantially ahead of our time projections, but whatever the time is, it's okay. Whatever it takes, we will always, and we have right from the beginning, we projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have capability to go far longer than that.
I spoke with US analyst Kristen Tate about the president wanting a quick war.
Is it's been quite an extraordinary few days here. Obviously, this issue has created quite a stir here in the United States. Most people will recognize that Iran's regime, it's repressive, it's hostile to American interests, it funds proxies across the region, and it's long pursued nuclear capabilities. Having said that, here on the ground, I know a lot of Trump supporters, and there are many Americans who they're not weeping for the Iranian regime, but they're still very skeptical of military intervention and regime change wars. We were told last June, if you remember, Chris, by the White House that Iran's nuclear facilities were completely obliterated. That announcement is still on the White House website. If that's true, many people are asking why are further strikes necessary now? And if that assessment back in June was overstated, why were we assured at that time that the threat had been neutralized? Now the White House is saying things that sounds to a lot of people like regime change, and this trajectory kind of worries a lot of people and brings us back to the George Bush days. When Trump was on the campaign trail, he really set himself apart, not just from Democrats, but from other Republicans as well, by denouncing nation building and saying, we are going to focus our energy and our resources here at home. So there is a lot of concern right now amongst Trump's base. And yes, we all hope this will be a very quick operation.
There's no doubt that Donald Trump has changed his mind. He'd probably regret what he said last year. There's no doubt he's focused, if not on regime change, on eliminating all of the military apparatus of this regime to remove it as a threat. And obviously, the supply of Iranian oil to China factors into all of that. So there's a lot of strategic interests here at play. Here's what the Secretary of State's had to say.
Again, I'm not going to give away the details of our tactical efforts, but the hardest hits are yet to come from the U.S. military. The next phase will be even more punishing on Iran than it is right now.
Now, this is the point, to get back to this timing of the war, and you've expressed very clearly the uncertainties of American citizens, especially the MAGA base. I mean, apart from minimising the trauma on the ground and the casualties and American expense, obviously, in terms of maintaining that support in America, that's one of the reasons they really need this to be over quickly.
Absolutely. One of the big core tenets of America First was that the president kind of drew a straight line from foreign interventionism to America's domestic decline. You can just drive across this country into any U.S. city and you'll see that point underscored. Cities are struggling with crime and homelessness that make places unsafe for families. We've got deadly drugs that have poured into this country, 100,000 Americans dying per year of overdoses. Public education is just pathetic in this country. The United States, we can barely keep afloat major cities like Baltimore. And now they're saying that they're going to go in and replace the entire government of Iran. It just makes a lot of people very nervous when we voted for Trump to really focus our firepower and our resources here at home. And, we haven't even mentioned the debt yet. This country is like $40 trillion in debt. So this could get very expensive as well.
Yeah, good point. It's a hell of a drain on the American economy, this military episode. No one has even tried to put a dollar value on it yet, but it would be astronomical. Yeah. Let's change the pace a bit and listen to what the First Lady's had to say. We don't hear a lot from Melania Trump. She was speaking at the UN, of all places, and wanted to talk about US personnel who have sacrificed their lives, the last 3 of them being in this confrontation.
My heartfelt condolences to the families who have lost their heroes, who sacrificed their lives for freedom. Their bravery and dedication will always be remembered.
Yeah, those sentiments most Americans would agree with. But Melania Trump is almost invisible, isn't she, in terms of speaking publicly? We see a lot of her. How's she viewed by the American public, where so many First Ladies in the past have taken a really leading role?
Yeah, she's seen as a very elegant woman who kind of has Trump's ear in the background. There was a big movie that just came out about Melania Trump's rise. It was very popular here in the United States. I don't know the title of the movie. It escapes me at this time, but she's very much loved by Trump's base, and it's kind of refreshing to have a first lady like this after years and years and years of these first ladies who were not elected and got out there and tried to get themselves involved in policy. But of course, she has tremendous influence over Trump in the background. But she is just, every time she makes a statement, it's very, very elegant and just, she's just a wonderful first lady, very refreshing.
Let's go to another First Lady. This First Lady did get herself involved in policy, even when her husband was in the White House. Of course, she went on in her own right to become a senator and an attempted presidential candidate. I speak, of course, of Hillary Clinton. And she's fronted up in a congressional hearing into the Epstein controversy. She got a bit narky when some pictures of her appearance were released publicly. Have a look.
If there are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying, can you please explain how that
I'm done with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just typical behavior.
We will go off the record.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
So I would like to understand how that's permissible.
Before the hearing was...
It doesn't matter. We all are abiding by the same rules.
I will take that down.
Yeah,
So
well...
I would like to take a break at this moment.
Yeah,
and I'd like to have
I'm
a
done
conversation.
for now.
Go off the record. Go off the record.
I'd be happy never to hear from her again. She's very touchy, isn't she, Kristen?
Oh man, America really dodged a bullet with Hillary Clinton. I mean, if she can't even keep her emotions in check during this one meeting, can you imagine how much of a mess it would have been for her to run this country? And you know what's so ironic about this, Chris? She made a big issue about how they wouldn't let media in during the deposition. She wanted a public deposition. And then she's going off about one photo. But yeah, I mean, I could just never see her again in public life and be very content with that. I think all of America is just done with Hillary Clinton. That includes both Democrats and Republicans.
A bigger mess than Joe Biden. That is saying something. Thanks for joining us again, Kristen. Catch you next week.
Thank you, Chris.